Hey there guys, time for another game of Twilight Struggle. We are the Soviets again today. Yeah, I did another random sides game. Starting to go off the bidding because I always lose it and just end up giving an extra influence to the American player. So there's nothing here that makes me want to go against what we usually do. So I'll go ahead with the standard setup. So some decent cards here. We've got two big 4-op cards. We've got socialist governments. We've got Korean War in case he decides to take Korea. Could also try to Red Scare him and then use blockade. We do need to be careful, however, of defectors, and I really don't want to waste Red Scare, because if we lose that to defectors, then we only have one 4-op card, and the rest are 1s and 2s, with the exception of socialist governments. So I think I'll play it pretty safe and go with NASA. Okay. That's the second time in one of these videos where a player has used the Marshall Plan without actually doing the Marshall Plan setup. We'll say hello. Oh, and I've beaten this guy 3 times, so we'll see if we can keep it up. So I think I'll play NATO after special relationship so he doesn't get the added benefit. Okay, so not a bad roll. He could counter coup there. We'll just see what he does. Yeah, he's going for the counter coup. Okay. We haven't seen independent Reds, so we'll just overprotect the battlegrounds and throw one into Finland and Austria in case we get D-style. I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. I think it's a bit too loud for a recording. Right. So now what I'm going to do is, to prevent him from coupping us in Iran, I'm going to go ahead and coup South Africa. So there's no chance of us actually having any influence there, so it can't cause DEFCON suicide. Ooh, almost. We almost kick him out. Yeah, I mean, I think it's important just to get that out of the way before he can play Fidel, if he has that. Obviously, if we tried to coup Panama, then there's a chance that we could have placed some influence there via the coup, and then we would have lost the game, obviously. So, if I were him, I'd go into Malaysia. I think that would be a good play, or maybe Lebanon, just to secure presence in the Middle East. Yeah, Malaysia. Okay, not a lot we can do about that, unfortunately. Okay. So we'll play special relationship first. We can't really break it because he's overprotected the UK with Marshall Plan. I'm guessing he'll overprotect France because of de Gaulle. Oh no, he goes for Canada. Interesting. So we will take Lebanon to secure domination, and then we will throw one into South Korea. So he might have Europe scoring then, if he's taken France. No? Okay. So we've got to respond to that, really. We don't want him breaking through Iraq and then Iran. And we'll throw another one into Saudi Arabia. I'm not going to use blockade for the event, A, because it's likely that he has one of our 3-op cards, and B, the fact that he has seen our hand means that he'll be prepared for that. So he goes and grabs 2 on the space race. That's wise. Go ahead and grab South Korea with the Korean War card. I think after this we'll take Iran and Afghanistan with the NATO card to grab domination in Asia. Okay. So we need to start walking across there. We'll trigger that event. Throw 1 into Pakistan to threaten India, and then take Afghanistan. Doesn't actually score us domination, so he must also have 3 countries. So Europe's a bit of a problem. Europe looks like it's going to score for even, and Europe looks like it will fall to him unless we manage to play de Gaulle. Okay, into Burma. Yeah.
The seeds of totalitarian regimes are nurtured by misery and want. They spread and grow in the evil soil of poverty and strife. They reach their full growth when the hope of a people for a better life has died.
Okay, so there are 2 cards he'll probably play here. One of them is Defectors and the other one is Containment, which I don't think we've seen. No. Gonna take a risk and try to flip Thailand with Vietnam. If it gets defected, it's not a huge deal. Oh, interesting. And he takes blockade. I'm happy with that. I'm willing to sacrifice the coup because if he grabs Iran, we can just go into Libya. Or if he coups Libya, we can just go into Saudi Arabia. So, and there are more points in Asia. There we go. And he doesn't have the China card, so we can avoid worry about him flipping it back. Okay. Alright, so not a great roll. We can just repair that. He's wise to throw Fidel out of the deck, though. We'll go ahead and play Independent Reds before the Romanian card appears. We'll repair Iran and then take Pakistan. I think I'll space NORAD, use D-Star for the event, sorry, and use Arab-Israeli War for the event as well. Okay. No, I won't use it for the event. Excuse me. I'll use it for points. We'll flip Laos to stop him from trying to balance the country count in Asia. What is it now? 7-3. Yeah, he's really going to struggle to bring that up, I think. Okay. He's wise to play that now. I think we'll play D-Style before he gains any momentum in the Third World. We'll take 2 from Austria, and in fact no we won't, we will take take 1 from Vietnam, 2 from Finland, and 1 from Austria, just so we can retain access to Italy. We'll put 1 in Angola, 1 in Chile, 1 in Venezuela, and 1 in Mexico. So give him lots of things to think about. I've just remembered he used 5-year plan, so we'll have to use both of these cards. Very reluctant to play NORAD for the event though, because it just creates problems. So I think I will space NORAD and then use the China card. Okay, he's probably going to go for Mexico, and he's successful, unfortunately, but it's not a huge deal. So if we're going to use the China card anyway, I think I'll just use it to bulk up the areas we've entered. At least we still have Cuba, that's one thing. And also now we've given him the China card, he could flip Thailand next round, so I think I'll keep duck and cover to manipulate the DEFCON and make sure that he doesn't do that. Again, we'll build up the battlegrounds, we'll throw 2 into Austria to try and take that, because if we can take France with de Gaulle, then we could probably score some realignments on Germany. I'll just put the other one into Poland, I think. And then I will space NORAD. And we get it, which is nice. Okay. He could have just played that really, because he still would have kept control. So I don't really understand why he spaced it, but never mind.
So my country's purpose is to help us move out of the dark chamber of horrors into the light.
Okay.
To find a way by which the minds of men, the hopes of men, the souls of men everywhere can move forward toward peace and happiness and well-being.
So looking at the hand, they're all his events, which we can't really do a lot about, so we can't do anything about the Europe situation, so I think I'll just score it now and get it out of the way. We can rely on Asia for some points. Please fail. Please fail. Oh, you're joking! God's sake. Still got domination. God, I'm sure it's deliberate, you know. It just always happens whenever it's a 6 that the opponent needs. He always rolls it. So irritating. We'll go ahead and overprotect these so he can't steal them from us. In fact, oh, yeah. Or shall we? No. Well, we need to overprotect Thailand. So we'll do that, and then we will take Libya. God, I hate it when good progress is just ruined by ridiculous dice luck from the opponent. But oh well. Okay, so we can score Asia now as well, which is good. We could also play Japan now without any consequences. I think I might space it though. Okay, space Japan, just to prevent him from spacing twice. Nice. Come on. And we fail, of course. Obviously he gets ridiculously lucky when he only has to roll a 6. What is that, for God's sake? It's ruined yet again by just random dice luck. Absolutely stupid. Get rid of defectors. I mean, what is the point of trying to reach new areas if they're just going to get rid of you because of stupid realignments? Really irritates me. There's no skill in it at all, it's just complete luck. Sorry, I shouldn't complain about this game, it is actually going quite well, I just get annoyed by by random dice luck. Okay, I think that's a wise move to play that, because we'll have to rethink now whenever we coup. I'll get rid of Formosan or Formosan or however you pronounce that. Throw 1 into Angola, and then we'll advance on South Africa, make him think about that. We'll play containment next. I think it's the last action round. Yeah. Make sure he doesn't get too much of a benefit out of it. I think we'll break something actually. We'll probably break Pakistan, just to give him something to do. Okay. So I think by doing that it prevents the US from breaking anything themselves. You know, they're forced to actually repair something, so they don't do any cheeky last action round moves.
Acerca de si la lucha armada es el único camino para la liberación. Lo que puedo responder es que, por lo menos en las condiciones de nuestro país, no había otro camino.
So he takes Mexico. Trump will be very happy about that.
Приветствовать недавно принятые в члены Организации Объединенных Наций государства и передать им пожелания благополучия и процветания.
Okay, so this is a great hand. A couple of troublesome cards, but we can space Voice of America, so that's not a problem. Made even better by the fact that we have Brezhnev. He could also have Red Scare, which wouldn't be too devastating on this hand if we were to use Brezhnev, because there are a lot of ops there anyway. So I think that's what we'll do. We can't be defected. Alright. So I think the fact we have Brezhnev actually means we can give him the 3 ops as well. So I think I'll just give him East European. It means he can't coup. And it's a fairly useless event at this stage. I mean, both battlegrounds are very overprotected. Thinking of queuing Panama with missile. Okay, so that's that. And we will queue. Let's see what we do. Okay. We kick him out, it's better than nothing. Oh, I forgot about NORAD actually. The only place where he can really cause damage is Asia, and we've scored that already. So, and also if he decides to flip Thailand with the China card, we could just brush war it with even odds. So I'm not too concerned about that. Alright. Grab Jordan. Yeah, he's quite lucky it's not too devastating for him at this point, because he only had Jordan. He has denied himself access to Saudi Arabia though. Okay. So he evens everything up in Africa. Got to repair South Korea. And I think we'll grab Saudi Arabia before he can, because it'll make OPEC devastating now, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 countries And we would have had 6 if he hadn't got really lucky with with that realignment. So, and the Middle East will be huge when that comes out. Oh dear. Okay, I personally would have put one into Nigeria there to get African domination. We can play Panama now without any real consequences, and I think we'll go into Botswana to threaten the realignment. And if he doesn't do anything in South America, we'll use brush war on Venezuela. We can't brush war Italy because of NATO. Okay, so he's going for Central American control, which shouldn't be too bad at this stage. It's only 2 points, I think, for the Americans. So yeah, let's realign South Africa. Nice, wow. Get a huge roll out of that. The only problem is the next 3 will just be potluck, really. Let's see if we can get lucky now. No. I don't know, Mexico. Mexico. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. So we can't complain now about dice luck at all. And the last one we'll try, I don't know, we'll do Brazil again. No. Okay. Yeah, I can't complain about that. So Africa looks like it's going to fall to us. And you just would have that, wouldn't you? Son of a bitch. Every bloody time. Luckily we can counter everything. Gotta overprotect the battlegrounds there. Surprised he didn't put one into Thailand. Okay, I'm not too concerned about that because we're probably going to lose Egypt anyway to Sadat, and we'll still keep domination. So take South Africa while we have the chance, and he tried to break Asia domination, so I think if we break Malaysia we can then access Indonesia. It also gives us more points on the Southeast Asia card if he has that. As a last move, I think we'll attack Brazil with brush war. Okay. Right. So he doesn't have any scoring cards. I thought he had Central America given his play. Come on. And of course we rolled a 2. Why wouldn't it be anything else? Well, he obviously rolls a 5 there. At least we get a point from Willy Brandt.
We dare not tempt them with weakness, for only when our arms are sufficient beyond doubt can we be certain beyond doubt that they will never be employed.
Okay, to avoid the issue of NORAD, I'm not really bothered about Central America. To avoid the issue of NORAD, I think I'll play Lone Gunman and then coup Nigeria. Very powerful card. And you just would roll a 6, wouldn't you? obviously. Okay, not a great hand for him actually. OAS would probably be the most devastating event there. Poland is protected well. He could earn 2 points from special relationship. I think we will. I don't know. He doesn't have South America, so I'm not really concerned about that. We'll try and coup Botswana. Oh wow. Okay, so some good luck for us there. Let's see. Let's just upset things. Force him to respond to that with his poor hands. Hang on, he's Wheelberry, which he can't use. John Paul, which is 2. OAS, Summit, Shuttle Diplomacy. So the big 4 up card can't actually be used. Which means he's got 2, 5, 6, 7. Why do I bother? Honest to God. 6 or 7 points that he can actually use. Again, let's just keep upsetting things. Just force him to constantly take action with his low up hand. France and Italy. Okay. Truman, I think we'll take Austria. Just to throw it out of the deck. We'll lose Romania, but I don't really care about that. I'm just happy to get Truman out of the deck. Okay, that's wise. I think with this we'll break Jordan so he can't actually use it. Yeah, it's quite a powerful event, that. Okay. So he hasn't used Allende yet, has he? Sorry, bear with me one moment. No. We'll keep that. So you might go into Peru, at which point we could coup it. Yeah, the Americas aren't looking too promising. Okay. Italy, yeah. Say that's wise. Is our last? No, it's not. It's our penultimate. Just get rid of that and take Indonesia. Southeast Asia should be looking pretty tasty. Yeah, 3 points if he has that. And with arms race, I think we will break Argentina to force him to repair. Okay, where's he going? And of course, he rolls yet another 6. Yeah, just causing to take more action with his poor hand. I don't think he's used We Will Bury You yet. I think he... No, he's not spaced it. I can't think of what else he might have. Yeah. Rolling a lot of 6s. Yeah, so decent play on our part there.
Пройдя через тяжелейшие испытания, советские люди отстояли.
Okay. So we've seen defectors, so this is a pretty good hand. I think if we Red Scare and then use Quagmire, oh for God's sake, at least we can get rid of some bad cards. Yep, and the only time we roll a 6 would obviously be bloody bear trap.
Of landing a man on the moon,
Yeah, sure,
returning
whatever.
him safely to the earth.
Honest to God. It's ridiculous dice luck. The nuclear subs. Yay, we succeed. Still hasn't used Allende though, has he? No. He scores a huge 8 points from that because we were so lucky. One small step. I'd like to use Portuguese for the event, so we get a battleground. Sorry, a non-battleground in Africa. Play that, and we'll try to threaten Israel, I suppose. Yep, so just more points for him. It's only 2 though, so it doesn't really matter. Need to get our military up, so I think we'll try to coup Uruguay. Okay, it's better than failing, but only just. So we're ahead in Asia, we're ahead in the Middle East, we're ahead in Africa, and the other 4 are his. Where's he going with this? Oh, piss off. Yeah, I think we'll Quagmire him now, because he is under Red Scare, so hopefully he doesn't have any 3-op cards. Wow. Wowza, wowza. So yeah, the board's our oyster here. I think we will break Pakistan. Then we can take it with 5 years. So we're going to get a few turns in a row here. This is brilliant. This is really, really good. In fact, we'll just take Sadat on the chin. Throw another one into Pakistan. We'll keep 5 year in case we get any unfavourable scoring cards. Wow, so we really knocked him down a peg or 2 there.
For the first time, because the people of the world want peace, and the leaders of the world are afraid of war.
Oh dear.
The times are on the side of peace.
Shall we be horrible and Red Scare him again? Oh dear. Oh, and he's pulled the worst possible card there, because that's a lot of points for us. He might try to coup one of the OPEC countries, which I think would be wise, but we do have ABM, so if he causes any damage we could just try to reverse it with that. And he fails, which is fantastic. How many points is that? 4, I think? Yeah, 4. Okay, so we need to sort South America out, so I think with that we will play ABM and coup Argentina, just to even it up again. Nice. Very, very nice. Well, Space Alliance, I think it's too many points. Junta, I don't really know what we could use it for. We can't get any decent realignments. So he escapes, he'll be pleased to know. Yeah, that was brutal.
Y esa parece ser la situación también en muchos otros países de Asia y de África.
Okay, we need to grab Pakistan. I think we use China. China, as Mr. Trump says, and then break Indonesia to try to score more points with the Southeast Asia card. I would have liked to have kept it, but you know, 3 of these events we either don't want to play or want to play towards the end, so and we needed to take Pakistan back, and obviously would have that. Yeah, sure, whatever. Prick. Right. Got to take North Korea back. Just every bloody time. He's just... Every time I've done something, he's just had the right card to counter it and just throw a spanner in the works, but never mind. Here we go. So that failed. If he's trying to focus on Central America, then I don't want to realign Mexico because I'm scared we'll lose. And obviously if we coup it, we'll lose the game. Might just try to realign Brazil, you know, for the sake of it. But obviously with his low ops, if he's trying to realign Cuba, then putting 2 into Mexico just further complicates things. Sorry, we've got 3 turns left. Okay, so Chile becomes ultra Soviet, which is great. We've got 3 action rounds left. I think what I'll do is I'll space Alliance, and then next turn we'll take a bit of a risk with 5-year plan, see if we can get rid of Southeast Asia. Or maybe on the other hand we should keep it in case a really devastating scoring card comes out like Europe. In fact, yeah, that's what we'll do, and then we'll play Kennedy at the end. So we win the roll, which is great. So we basically get those 2 points back that we're going to lose, which isn't too bad.
Our goal is not the victory of might, but the vindication of right. Not peace at the expense of freedom, but both peace and freedom. Here in this hemisphere, and we hope around the world. God willing, that goal will be achieved.
He might have a brush war coming up. Don't know why he's obsessed with the Asian countries. Okay, so we will get rid of JFK. He can only discard 2 cards. Just blockade. Okay, so he wasn't probably going to use that anyway, so we'll take Vietnam back. And how many do we need for Asia? He's got 7, we've got 6. Make a move on Israel. Just threaten that a little bit more. Yeah, it's good to keep 5-year plan, I think, in case we get any devastating scoring cards. I hope we get the Reformer next turn, that would be good. Could maybe flip France. I don't think we've seen de Gaulle yet either. Oh no. So I think he's trying to spice things up there. He's realising that the game probably isn't going his way. I don't really like it when that happens. It leaves a few uncertainties.
But surely one such
we can't coup Europe either.
Learned by the world at great cost is that aggression, unopposed, becomes a contagious disease.
Okay, so not a lot we can do about Europe. I don't know if we've seen defectors. No. Good news is though we've got 5 years, so we can just get rid of it with that. We want to push ahead points wise, so I think for that very reason we will bury it. Okay. Please be Europe. Oh, you son of a bitch! I'm sure now this is deliberate. This has happened so many times. Right, I think we'll keep our 4-ops card there in case anything drastic happens. Go ahead and try for Brazil. Okay, we kick him out, which is good. So if he doesn't have UN, then that will be another 3 points. We can discard Europe, which is fine. Okay, one of the African countries. Alright. We can sort that out at a later time, I think. What can we do? I think with this we'll put 1 into Uruguay to threaten Brazil, and then we will go ahead into Israel again. So we're slowly building it up, trying to force a response from him. Okay, Brazil, I'd have thought. Maybe Israel. I know, Jordan. So yeah, we'll just keep building Israel up, I think. And then with the Marine Barracks card, we can remove it from Egypt and maybe score the Middle East for control if he doesn't respond to it. Okay. Right. Yeah, it's a good event that, I think. We'll start overprotecting. I'm wary of the fact that he has the China card. And we'll throw one into East Germany in case of Ronald Reagan. So yeah, we'll take 2 from Egypt with Marine Barracks, and then we will use 5-year plan to discard Europe, South America. Okay, it's even, isn't it? Yeah.
The totalitarian world produces backwardness because it does such violence to the spirit, thwarting the human impulse to create, to enjoy, to worship.
From his famous speech in front of the Berlin Wall, I think. Okay. So he's given up on the Middle East entirely. Okay. I'm not really too fussed about Central America. Okay. So we've got to take Egypt here. And we'll overprotect Argentina. We have given him 2 turns there, unfortunately. Okay, so only 1 then if he spaces. Gotta pass, unfortunately. He might try to break somewhere in the Middle East because it is a concern for him. Alright, Cuba. Yeah.
I believe that communism is another sad, bizarre chapter in human history whose last pages even now are being written.
Okay, so I'm thinking decal, break 2 Asian countries and Nigeria and Zaire, coup Nigeria, and then if he doesn't repair Asia, score it for, hang on, how many countries have we got? 7, 6, we need to break 2. Yeah, we'll do that. Brilliant, fantastic. Okay, so we'll take Nigeria and these 2 Asian countries. I always think that card works in our favour, which is fantastic. So his priority now should be fixing Zaire.
If you seek liberalization, come here to this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, open this gate.
Also, if he was planning to brush war Thailand, then that's looking very unattractive. Okay, so we'll get rid of Mr. Reagan. He might be trying for a realignment here. We'll overprotect Nigeria and then break Zaire again, just to prevent him from doing that. Yeah, the only worry spot here is Central America. Oh, please fail, please fail. Phew. And we will take Zaire. Throw 2 in there. So I don't think he's got a great hand, judging by his card play. He might have the Middle East. It was bad play on his part to ignore Israel. Okay. We'll space the voice to respond to that. Asia for 7. We can still play Japan now and not give him domination, because we'll still have the country count. It'll just be 1 point less, obviously. Right, okay. So if he plays Chernobyl, then you just need to cause problems for him elsewhere. So go ahead and break Brazil. Getting a bit desperate with a mid-turn Chernobyl, I think. For military ops, I think we'll coup Uruguay with missile envy, and then we will space voice. So we'll take Brazil back. Okay. Yeah, we need to coup. Can't give him 2 easy points. Okay, that's all right. Oh dear. I suppose Botswana is the only viable option. Come on. Alright, it's better than nothing. And then Costa Rica. Wow. Wow, that's huge. Kicked him completely out of there. He's going to coup Uruguay. Yeah. Some pretty low rolls there. Yeah, we'll space voice, so we don't have to show him our headline. And of course we fail. It doesn't really matter. It's only for one turn. What's going on now? Oh dear. Well, that's pretty unlucky, the first one.
Мы наследники великой цивилизации, и сейчас от всех и каждого зависит, чтобы она возродилась к новой, современной и достойной жизни.
Right, we've got war games, which is great. The only problem is we don't have anything apart from Pershing to give us a point. I think if we headline that and then coup, as long as he doesn't play Central America, we could win the game here. So we'll do that. We'll use UN with the Cal card. Horrible picture on that card. It's a very interesting event if you ever want to read up on it. Oh shit. Okay, if he coups actually, then we could just go ahead and play it outright. Yes, that's the game then. That's the game. Remove 3, so France, Deutschland, and doesn't really matter, does it? Fuck it, Spain. And that's the game. So his tear down this wall actually ruined it for him there. Scored us a War Games victory. I don't actually like winning via War Games between me and you. I think it's a bit cheap, but it's won me the game, so I'm not too bothered. Right, thank you very much for watching, everyone. As always, if you enjoyed the game, please like and subscribe, and feel free to criticise me in the comments, as a lot of you have been doing, which I greatly appreciate. Alright guys, see you next time, take care.